All right, Shalom. This is Power Thumb of the Great Millstone Houston Camp, back with another lesson to edify the elect of the nation of Israel. So before I begin, as always, giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rachakodash. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of the Great Millstone that rule well. Also to the elder high priest, the taught my apostles and elders, peace, blessing, and salutation unto the elect of the nation of Israel, which consists of us so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and all Israelites scattered abroad, who have received this truth and who will continue to endure in the truth unto the end, and the saints shall be saved by our Lord Yahweh Shah Mashiach when he returns during World War III to destroy our enemies, and which is you Edomites, and deliver the elect. All right. So I want to start here in Galatians chapter 3 and verse 1, and it reads, O foolish Galatians, which were Israelites living in Galatia, all right, outside of the land, which through the doctrine of Yahweh Shah believed, okay, who had bewitched you, all right, and bewitched is no different from today. All right, you got Israelites that are bewitched, okay, in the truth and out of the truth, okay. You got Israelites that believe that they're not Israelites. You got Israelites that know that they're Israelites and don't believe that the MOTB is the RFID chip, all right? Or you got some Israelites that did believe the RFID chip was the MOTB and don't believe it no more. So who bewitched you? To speak ill of one, to slander, traduce him, to bring evil on one by feigning praise or an evil eye, to charm, to bewitch. Let's see. To charm or to bewitch. You see? Bewitch. Of those who led away others into error by wicked arts. All right, or by false doctrine. All right. So you have Israelites that have been led away in error by others. Okay, so that's the bewitching. It says that you should not obey the truth, before whose eyes Yahweh Shah Mashiach have been evidently set forth and crucified among you. All right, and as we continue to read, and as you should read the whole book of Galatians and see how these Galatians will bewitched from following the faith to following the law. All right, and within the faith of Yahweh Shah we follow the law, but the law is not of faith in the sense of seeking salvation through the law, all right, versus seeking salvation through faith. All right, you seek salvation through the law. That means every law, every 613 laws, you keep trying to keep it to a T. You can't keep it because it's impossible. Only Yahweh Shah was able. All right, and that's why he was the lamb to give sacrifice to Israelites, because this is the culture that pertained to the Israelites. This is the heritage that belonged to the Israelites. All right, it's the formula, the practices, and the customs of Israelites, and not of the whole world. All right, so when you Christians grab the Bible, or when Christians grab the Bible and they try to, use different verses within Galatians, the 3rd chapter, they don't understand, or they are willingly ignorant of all of these customs and sayings are for the Israelites. All right, but they'll take one ambiguous statement or verse and try to apply it to everyone when the scriptures only apply to the Israelites. Let's continue to read. It says Galatians chapter 3 and verse 2. And when you go into Yahweh Shah being crucified, who was he crucified for? That's a question. All right. The Israelites. All right. There's many precepts on Yahweh Shah coming only for the Israelites and being crucified for the Israelites. All right. When you deal with this John 3 and 16 verse, that's pertaining to the Israelites. Because it says God so loved the world that he sent his only begotten son, right? Who was his only begotten son sent to? Again, the Israelites, all right? They use the word world as applying to the whole world, but it applies to the world of Israel, all right? This only would I learn of you, because who was the Lord sent to? Yahushua, the Son, the Israelites. That's how we know the world is for the Israelites. All right. Verse 2, this only would I learn of you, receive ye the Spirit by the works of the law, or by hearing of the faith. All right. So did you receive the Spirit, different gifts of the Spirit, speaking in tongues, miracles? Did you receive that through the law? Okay. Through the doctrine of the scribes and the Pharisees, or through the faith of Yahushua? Easy answer. Are ye so foolish? Having begun in the spirit, are ye now made perfect through the flesh? So you began in the doctrine of Yahushua, now you trying to keep the law perfect. Have ye suffered so many things in vain? So the doctrine of Yahushua was being slandered, they were being persecuted. So you just gonna go through all of this for nothing, right? If it be yet in vain, he therefore that ministered to you the Spirit and worketh miracles among you, doeth he it by the works of the law, or by the hearing of faith? All right. And it's the hearing of faith. Through Yahushua, power is given. Through the name of Yahushua, power is given. Okay, we seen that in the book of Acts with those vagabond Jews that tried to cast out demons out of Israelites and got attacked by spirits, demons. Galatians 3:6, even as Abraham believed the Most High, and it was accounted to him for righteousness, know ye therefore that they which are of faith, the same are the children of Abraham. Okay? And this is one of the verses that these Christians use to apply to the whole world, when only applies, which the whole world meaning non-Israelites, which only applies to Israelites. All right. It says, even as Abraham believed, and it was counted to him for righteousness, know ye therefore that they which are of faith, the same are the children of Abraham. So who is counted for the children of Abraham, or the seed of Abraham? All right. Let's get very quick precept. This is Romans chapter 9, and let's see. In verse 7, neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called. All right. So just because your father goes back to Abraham doesn't make you a child. All right. Doesn't make you a son of the Most High. Okay. Because it's based off a seed, and the seed went from Abraham to, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called. So you're disqualified from being a child of the Most High, all right, if you're not a child, go through the seed line of Isaac, okay? So you Ishmaelites, you, okay, are disqualified, okay? The children of Lot, they're disqualified. They're not of the seed, which are you so-called Japanese and Chinese. But in Isaac shall thy seed be called. Isaac had two sons, Esau and Jacob. Jacob and Esau. And we know, according to the scriptures, even in this verse, Jacob was the chosen and Esau is the hated. But these Christians, they don't want to deal with the verses of the Bible. They want to deal with defending Christianity. All right. It says that is they which are the children of the flesh, these are not the children of the Most High. Who are the children of the flesh? The children that was born outside of Isaac. Okay. But the children of the promise are counted for the seed. Who are the children of the promise? Who is given a promise? Isaac. All right. And then it went down to Jacob. Okay. But not only this, but when Rebekah also conceived by one, even by our father Isaac, and then it goes on. Verse 13, verse 12. And it was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger, as it is written, Jacob have I loved and Esau have I hated. So ultimately, Esau is going to be the servant to Jacob. All right, and Jacob is going to rule over the Edomites because the Edomites are the hated and Jacob is the beloved. All right, so I want to stop right there. I'll pick back up. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying, giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shemi Awashai, Bashur Hakadash Barakatham Shalom.